Hello, I am Mr. K, and I'm a cartoon goat. I like drawing and I like explaining things. In these videos, I will be explaining and drawing things that I find interesting, and hopefully, by accident, you might even learn something. So, let's start at the beginning. What would be good to have to be properly prepared for your learning? A good idea would be to have a pen, something to write on, and some company. It could be an adult, it could be your friend or a sibling, or it could be even a pet or a toy to keep you company and talk about your learning. So, ready? Let's begin. And today's lesson will be about fractions. Welcome to the fraction fiesta, and let's hope it won't be a fraction fiasco. I would like you to take a second, pause the video, and ask yourself a question. What is a fraction? How would you explain what a fraction actually is? This is where your friend, your adult, or your pet comes in handy. Could you teach them what a fraction is? While you pause the video, don't worry, I'll wait. Do 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 do. Oh, back so soon? Brilliant. If your answer was that fraction means sharing a whole into equal parts, give yourself a massive pat on the back. Hopefully, your diagram was much better than the one I just made, because if you can notice, those parts aren't equal. But assuming that those parts would be equal, the fraction over here would be 3 parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 available. The numerator always tells me how many parts have I got, and the denominator tells me how many parts the whole was divided into altogether. So that was the basic knowledge that we will have to use today. And I am sure you knew that all so far. If you're still confused, make sure that you rewind. I could say it a little bit slower, but please bear with. So, using the magic of pause and editing, I've created slightly more readable diagram. And let's review the basics one more time. Fraction means sharing a whole into equal parts. The numerator tells me how many parts have I got, and the denominator will tell me how many parts there is altogether. If you look at my diagram, could you tell your friend, your adult, or your pet what is the fraction that Mr. K is showing right now? If your answer was 1/6, give yourself a massive pat on the back. One part is shaded in green, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts altogether. Therefore, the fraction I'm showing is 1/6. But once again, that's the basic fraction knowledge that we're going to use today. What we are going to move on to is a little word problem. Ready? Let's go. Oh, look, here's our math story. Math story is a word problem. Let's have a look what's on the other side. Let's read the math story carefully to know what our problem is today. 3 children are sharing 4 brownies between themselves equally. What fraction of the brownie does each child get? Let's read it one more time. 3 children are sharing 4 brownies between themselves equally. What fraction of the brownie does each child get? We all know that fraction means sharing a whole into an equal part. So what is important when we're solving a word problem with a fraction is establishing what is a part and what is a whole. Once again, pause the video and tell your friend, your adult, or your pet, what is the part in this problem? What is the whole in this problem? Don't worry, I have all the time in the world and I will wait as long as you have to. Come back to me when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. So, where did we leave off? We left off with the question is, what is the part and what is the whole in this problem? Let's read the problem one more time. There are 3 children, we definitely know that, and they are sharing 4 brownies between themselves equally. What fraction of the brownie does each child get? So, the whole in the problem are the brownies, because we're sharing them. How many parts are we sharing the brownies into? Well, let's count the children. 1, 2, 3 children. So our whole in this problem are the brownies. If your answer was that the brownies were the whole, well done. And the whole will be shared into 3 equal parts. Now that we understand the problem and we understand what's the whole and what's the parts, let's draw the problem to help us find the solution. Come with me. Because fractions means sharing into equal parts, I will start by drawing my whole. The whole was 4 brownies. So I'm going to draw the brownies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 brownies. Now, of course, my diagram could be a little bit more equal, but for now that will do. Now, I need to know how many equal parts did I share my whole into. How many children was there? There were 3 children, that's right. There was Adam, Betty, and Charlie. That's how I like to name them. So now I will have to share each of the 4 brownies into 3 equal parts. So I'm going to share them into 3 parts as equally as possible. Now, take a second and have a think. How many parts does each child get? How many parts does Adam get? How many parts does Betty get? How many parts does Charlie get? Have a think, pause the video, and talk to your adult friend or pet. Don't worry, I'll be waiting right here. Welcome back. If your answer was that each child gets 4/3, well done. Give yourself a massive pat on the back. Allow me to explain how did we come to that conclusion. Let's look at Adam. How many parts did Adam get? Let's count. Adam got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, because there was 4 parts divided between 3 children. Each child got 4 thirds. Let's look at Betty. Betty got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3. So she got exactly the same. So she got 4 thirds. Let's look at Charlie. Is Charlie any different? Charlie got 1, 2, 3, 4. So he got 4 thirds as well. Now, because fractions means sharing into equal parts, it's simply a division problem. I know that 4 thirds means 4 divided into 3 equal parts. So each child got more than 1 brownie, because each brownie is worth 3 parts, right? And there's 1 left over. So 4 divided into 3 means that each child got 1 whole brownie and 1 third as well. And that was a solution to this problem. So we will work on problems like that next week. If there's any question, please let me know. Have a fantastic day.